Welcome to Rockmoto. Today we're hanging with Rusty Pistachio of H2O. Rusty is not only a guitar player, he also handcrafts incredible jewelry and rides a few different bikes, including the supermoto you're going to see today. First we're going to take a trip to the studio, check out how Rusty makes his jewelry, and then we'll hit the road. What was it like 14, 15 years ago when you first started the H2O?
I was in grad school. I was going to school for metals up in SUNY New Paltz. And Toby goes, hey, I want to start this band, buy a guitar. And I thought, sure, I'm down, because I'd always sang for bands, and I'd been in 3 or 4 other bands. Pretty interesting to buy a $125 guitar, throw it on, roll into practice, and then not even 3 months later we're playing our first show. And then 6 months after that, I'm sick of it all in Civ. Took us on tour in Europe for like an 8-week tour of Europe. So here I am playing guitar for maybe 6-7 months. And all of a sudden we're playing festival shows with these bands. It's 25,000 people in the audience, and you're going, holy shit, how'd this happen? The New York hardcore scene back then, it was the biggest bands back then were like Sick of It All, Agnostic Front, Murphy's Law. You could go to any corner. You could go hit up Niagara on 7 and A, or back then I guess it was the Wawa Hut. If you hung out in East Village, you couldn't throw a stone without hitting like a hardcore legend, at least by today's standards.
Coming off tour is fantasy, and then coming back and then getting a job and becoming a dad, that's reality.
Am I wasting all my time?
As much as you love to play and tour and do your thing on the road, eventually it'll take its toll mentally and physically. You get home, and for me, I like to be creative in a few different ways, and the music definitely exercises a few demons. You know, I get to jump around on stage and play like I'm a rock star or whatever. The jewelry and the metalwork, the artwork, definitely, I get to get a little more cerebral.
So that's usually the wax process, and then usually you try and finish it as shiny, pristine as possible.
With the band, it's a collaboration. You're up there, and it's a big party. And I come in the studio, and it's just me. It's something that I do totally by myself, without the help of any other guys. I grew up in Maryland. We would go on trail riding. One year there was this thing called the mini bike rodeo. You set up cones, 2x4s, all this kind of stuff, and you had to do, it was almost like trials. And I remember I walked away with a trophy. I got a picture of me on this little mini bike with a pudding bowl helmet and this big giant trophy, big smile on my face. Motorcycle riding reminds me a lot of, it shares a lot of aspects from, when I'm playing guitar and I'm on stage, there's moments where you're so into the music and so into the playing and just in the moment. You just do what comes natural. And this is the same with the motorcycle when I'm out on the road. It's definitely a little more focused. When you're on stage playing, it's like you have these high highs where the music's fast and going crazy, and then lull, little segues between songs, and the same when you're riding the canyons. You come around some tight turns, and if there's a series of turns, you just crank and hitting them as fast or as hard as you can, and you can just lay back and like, oh, that was cool. Let your heart rate come back. And New York City for motorcycle riding it's an adventure. New York City cab, they always butt you out of the lane, and I'd give them a little tap on the door, they don't listen, and I'd kick their mirror off and then make a right turn. But it happened, I think I collected about 5 mirrors. Don't tell anyone.